Yeah, I'd say, I mean, this week was a little lighter because I've had other things to do, but the 3 weeks before that's the most money I've ever spent on eBay and other places in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
We spent over $1 million
Wow.
in the market in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, that'll help drive things up too.
Are we already on, or do I have 10 seconds?
We are on, but that's all right. No, that's all right. We're waiting. We always wait. You know, it always takes a little while for people to roll in.
Yep.
Well, guys, hopefully we got a bunch of people here hanging out with us. We'll still wait for a little while, but why am I doing that? Turn off my volume on this thing. Just turn it off. There we go.
Sorry about that. I told people they had to leave me alone, and they had something urgent pop up. They texted me 911. You know how that is.
Oh, yeah.
Building's on fire. No,
right.
No, okay. Their 911 and my 911 are different.
Right. So,
but yeah, we spent $1 million in 3 weeks on eBay and other channels buying singles. And I mean, I would say 95% of what I bought, up 50% or more within 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, it's just, prices are going up so fast, it's actually insane.
Yeah.
I don't even, it's beyond fathomable. I mean,
right.
Really, every way.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. You and I have been around for a long time. Never seen anything like this.
Yeah, the cards never seem like it's felt like when things have gone up, it's taken a really long time to really move up nicely. But over time, things have done well.
Right.
But this move now is like parabolic. I mean, things are literally going straight up.
Yeah.
And a lot of it boggles people's minds, but to me, it's not hard to get my arms around. Like, I can get my arms around this.
Right. Let me hold on one second. Hold tight for 1 second. So
yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's kind of officially start it. I want to welcome Brian Gray from Leaf Trading Card Company, and really appreciate you jumping on with us tonight.
For sure.
We have a little session that we've done the last few weeks, and it's been a lot of fun. You know, got a lot of information from people. Gave our customers a chance to get to know some of the people that are involved in the industry. So, fill us in a little bit. Give me an idea of history of Leaf and how it transitioned from. I mean, where
it's been all over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, again, the one thing I pride myself on is being the only owner / CEO of a card company who's done everything. You know, I was a show dealer when I was in high school. I was one of those kids that was in the newspaper, you know, back in the old days. And then I worked for one of the biggest distributors, Edgeman, back in the old days. I mean,
yeah.
And then so I've been a dealer, I've been a distributor. We've had multiple retail stores, so I've been a store owner, and then obviously now a manufacturer. So it's really gives me a great perspective to be able to see what every part of the food chain, what they want, what they expect, what they need, the things that frustrate them, the things they appreciate. And it's really allowed us to better serve everybody because I've been there and I know the things that made me frustrated as a collector, whether it was redemption cards or whether it was the boxes not having the hits they're supposed to have, or whether it was as a dealer, you know, we couldn't get enough product, it was this, you know, I've been around. So I've seen those issues. So I just always wanted to make cards. When I was a little kid, I thought the only thing cooler than collecting and being a dealer would be to make cards. And so in 2006, I made my first sets of Razor, a brand we had before, poker trading cards to start, believe it or not. My first set ever was poker trading cards, which was actually popular because back then that was a big deal. Still popular to some people, but not the mass hysteria it was. And then we did baseball draft and cut signatures in 2008. And then so interesting, you know, we were ready to take that next step in terms of quality and the range of offerings we made and to become, I hate to say a real card company, but to take that next step up from a micro manufacturer to a player in the business. And we were just so blessed that the opportunity to acquire the Leaf brand popped up. I mean, Leaf has been around in some incarnation since 1948.
Right.
And, it started with cards. They've done all kinds of stuff. They had candy in the mix. It's been owned by huge companies like General Mills at one time owned it. It's been owned by everybody. At the time we acquired it, it was owned by a Finnish candy company, Huhtamäki. And so interesting, Donruss never owned the name. They were renting the name. So they were paying Huhtamäki X amount of dollars a year to rent the name Leaf to use in their products. So when Panini bought Donruss, they made the strategic decision not to continue to pay for the Leaf name. And I made the very strategic decision to make that name mine.
Right.
So instead of leasing it, I owned. So I went and bought that name and said, this is the beginning of us taking the heritage and the value behind the brand and putting that into play in the new market to be essentially the new Leaf, but with the brand recognition that came with collectors who've been around before. And that was strategically the best decision professionally I've ever made. Even though I've made money on certain Yu-Gi-Oh! And bags where we crushed it, the best strategic decision ever was the Leaf name, because with that came an acquired history or heritage or legacy that gave us a bar to jump over as we took a shot at being the real deal.
Sure. That's awesome. It's I actually didn't know that. I didn't know it was that name was leased. I had no idea,
And they paid a lot of money to lease it. If you knew, I won't tell you how much it was, but it was a lot of money to rent the name.
Yeah.
And then so when they quit doing it, there's no customer for the name anymore. And so it allowed, someone like me to scoop in and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to make Leaf a prominent name again. And we've been able to bring that back to the hobby lexicon as a standalone, and it's become a good name in the business again.
I'm sure Panini was thrilled with that when that happened.
Actually, one of the guys from there came over to me and said, Brian, that was genius. We unveiled it at the 2010 National, and we had our Leaf banners up, but they were covered up. And everyone was waiting to see what my big announcement was because I'm a splash maker. In 2008, I signed 28 of the 30 first-round baseball picks exclusive.
Right.
Topps had no exclusives. I had 28. So when I get into a business, I go for it, whether it was Edgeman or here. And so everyone knew I had some big ace up my sleeve, but no one had a clue what it was. And when we dropped that, people saw Leaf. Like the couple of guys from Panini that are my friends that were there were like, Brian, that was good. They said that was a great call.
Yeah.
And really, it's enabled us to make a great product, which we made a good product before. We've been able to continue to increase the quality every year, but it's allowed us, when people look at that, it's allowed an unlicensed or player licensed brand to be considered right along with licensed products, which really has never happened. It's always been like the real brands and then press, pass, and stage.
Right.
And now it's for the first time you're really seeing us crossing that bridge where people see metal football. They consider that a real football product. It's not a little boy like Pinocchio who, I want to be a real little boy. It's a real product.
Yeah.
And the market really accepts those items as legitimate, real products in the marketplace. So again, that's where the name is humongous. And, but yeah, they thought it was interesting at the time. They were like, man, that was genius. And I was like, a broken clock is right twice a day. So I'll say that's one of my two rights.
Two times.
It was that choice, but it was a great decision. And, it was the beginning of what's become an incredible run for the last 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, I've been not very surprised at how high some of this stuff has gotten price wise. It's the market, but the market has accepted it as right along with, especially the football line, but hockey, baseball, some of the hockey stuff that you've put out has been phenomenal.
Thank you. Well, being player licensed allows us the flexibility to not only put more value in the products, because see, when you buy a box of a licensed trading card, 20 to 25% of what you pay for that box went to the league and the players, primarily for the logos on the jersey. So for us to, we're willing to sacrifice, the Red Wings, thing on the shirt and just have a red jersey with white trim in order to spend that 25% on content.
Right.
We found that there are a lot of collectors who would rather get an extra Fedorov autograph in a box than having paid that 25% of the licensing or the logo, because that's what it could cost you on a $100 box as a Fedorov autograph.
Just gonna turn this off. Hold on.
No problem.
Okay.
So, I mean, so that's the thing. So we're able to be a little more value driven, number one. But number two, because we don't have these massive high numbers set by the league that we have to hit in revenue.
Yeah.
I also have been able to try to make the quantities match what we think the marketplace needs. And so when we know demand is, let's say demand is 500 cases for something. My target is 400 to 400, not in hockey, but in the other sports, my target is 400 to 450 cases. In hockey, it's a little bit different market. We make everything we can make most of the time, minus Pearl maybe, which we just can't make enough of. But, in the other sports, we really try to target numbers that are below what we know the market can handle, because we make collectibles. And there's just no sense in making 30% more than the market needs. If an item's well accepted, maybe you way underproduced it, but we'd rather err on the side of making things short, collectible, and creating more long-term value there. And honestly, that's a formula that unlicensed companies have never followed, or player licensed companies have never followed. So it's a different way of doing it. Yes, we've left money on the table every year. We could have made more money doing it the old-fashioned way and just printing the heck out of stuff. But we built no brand equity by not doing that, and it's a great price to pay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a delicate balance though, that line. At least I don't know about right now. I don't know if there is as much. I don't know if there's too much. I'm sure there still is, but it's in the past. It's always been that very delicate balance. You go 5% over what the market really bears, that can really impact it, can it?
Well, our production on metal football this year was 35% more than last year, and the price blew away last year. Not even close. I mean, it's double factory cost now, that product.
Yeah.
So, we made 35% more. We didn't cut it. We knew the rookies were good. We made 35% more, and the market could have handled double so easily. And again, we left a lot of money on the table on that one, but it just doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the products have to remain collectible, print in the right quantities. We don't manufacture closeouts. In my building right now, my entire inventory of wax is 6 boxes of retail blasters of football. That's it.
Can I order those?
Yeah, that's right. But the point is, there's not one manufacturer who can tell you they have 0 cases of product in their building. We have 0. And a few times we've ended up with a case because someone's credit card declined. I got a list of 50 names that want to buy it.
Right.
So it's just such a fascinating position. It's something I never dreamed would be possible. I figured I'd be bootstrapping, begging people to buy my product. But I think when you put the effort and the love into the front end and the market cooperates too, it doesn't take a lot of salesmanship to sell decent product in a great market.
Yeah. When new stores are open, and I'm seeing a lot of new stores that are opening, maybe it's breakers that are opening storefronts or people that are wanting to get in, and not realizing how difficult it is to source product. Are you, when a new store pops up, are you taking on new accounts?
We do, but again, most of our products, when we send out an order form that says Trinity Football, really, you've got an hour or two to order it, or you're probably not going to get it.
Yep.
It's like a race.
Right.
And we try to be careful because, again, there have been guys that have supported us forever. So a lot of times when those order forms hit the first hour, I may wait and let emails come in and then fill the guys that have been supporting me forever and then fill new customers just to make sure I don't forsake old customers for new ones. But, yeah, that's a problem. And honestly, if you open a store today, you can't find a distributor to sell you anything.
Yeah.
One distributor I talked to today said they haven't taken on a new account in over a year. That they're like, hey, we'll take you as an account, but you can't pre-order anything unless we call you and tell you can. And then they call you with like a handful of items. And if you buy those, they might extend the handful to a few more and a few more. But if you don't buy that one time they call you, you're a secondary market paying the price. And I don't know how a store today can open, or a breaker can totally operate on the secondary market with no front end. It feels like it would just be a very difficult business under those circumstances.
Yeah, it's got to be a challenge. And I see guys that are doing it,
For sure.
The breakers especially. I mean, none of these breakers, well, I don't know who would have a direct account. Probably nobody, but.
No, but a lot of these breakers have been buying for long enough now.
From distributors,
like, I know a breaker that placed $1 million order with a distributor on reorder products, not even new products. Reorder stuff on the floor.
Right.
I heard this recently, and I was like mind blown. But then I looked at it. Once I heard who the breaker was, I was like, I think that's the best breaker in the country. And I buy another breaks occasionally just to hang out in the room and watch what people say and to watch the products open. Because for me, that's research. When I watch Panini Prism open or I watch, Topps Retired Signature, whatever the product is, I learn a lot by watching these products and seeing what people say. I like that. I don't like that. Or I see what it's an experience what I don't like when the product's opened. Things that I don't think are good experiences for the collector. I'll learn a lot from watching that. And it just so happened this breaker who I'm in their breaks a lot, or watch a lot at least, I saw that was the person who bought the big, but it was just the market's that crazy now. People are starving for product. The manufacturers have been closed. I mean, we were open, but with a skeletal staff, and we shipped a few products during the downtime.
Thank you.
But yeah, for sure. And it was not easy, but fortunately, again, being small, we don't rely on these big, huge factories to do all our packaging. We package in our building. So we were able to package while no one else could.
Sure.
So that was a huge, huge benefit. But I mean, during that downtime, we came out with some products and, it's been a great thing. But the market overall was starving. They would buy anything during these last 7 weeks because there's no product.
Right.
And, that's an example of that. I don't think people realize these breakers, that's a serious category. It's a legitimate industry category now. And I think every store in America should be breaking. I know you break. And I think every store in America should be breaking because you have one thing a lot of these breakers don't, which is a footprint, a loyal customer base, and people that you've treated well for however long. There's a loyalty and a personal relationship there that leverages so nicely for stores. And I'm glad to see you're doing it because there are some stores that are still stubborn and just won't do it. And it's kind of hard in this market not to sell everywhere you can sell and be everywhere you can be and make people happy however they want to collect.
Yeah. It's, it was definitely a learning curve for us because we weren't doing that much. I've been over the last, 2 to 3 years, we've tried. It just wasn't enough of a priority for us because everything else was just so good.
Booming.
Yeah. And we had that conversation. You were commenting about, your comment with a tsunami. If you're not ready for it, And
well, I gave the closing speech at Beckett's Industry Summit last year, and my speech was, right now things are great, but they always are before they're not. And I said, what you need to do is you need to prepare for the future. I'm not saying that anything bad's going to happen like this. I never dreamed this would happen. So trust me, I'm not trying to be Nostradamus and predict like these books have predicted this stuff. Not me by any means. I was thinking more about an economic downturn, a housing crisis, something that would make the economy more difficult and could be challenging. So I told people, put money away, have some dry powder so you can buy stuff if things go down in value a little bit. Because long term, I love cards as a collectible and an investment category. And I said, and also expand the way your business does business. If you're a store, you must be breaking. If you're a store, you must offer mail order to cater to people who are too far away to come into your store all the time. You should be doing social media. You should be doing email, all these different things to try to find ways to grow your base and be strong so that if any part of that food chain breaks down, you're still in great shape. You still have other ways of selling stuff. Never did I know that every store in America would close for a while, and being an online breaker or shipping stuff to your customers could be the difference between being open and not. Little did we know that. I'm not taking credit for that, but it ended up being sage wisdom that I didn't even realize was so sage at the time. But we just have to prepare. And I'll say it now. We still don't know where this is going. And because of that, it's important if you're a dealer or a collector that you continue to keep your eye on what you're doing and how you're collecting and how you're dealing, and I think you're doing a great job of that. You're doing a great job of being resourceful, fluid, moving with the punches. And soon enough, we'll be back to something more normal. And then hopefully someday something very familiarly normal. And until then, we'll all adjust and we'll adapt. And cards have never been more fun and honestly have never shot up in value like this to the point to where when you buy a card for your collection, if you put any thought into it, you're probably in good shape.
Yeah.
You're making an investment whether you know it or not.
Sure. Yeah. With the rise in some of the stuff that we've seen, we were talking about 85 Topps McGuire's.
This is the best. I bought them 12 days ago on eBay from 4 Sharp Corners. I bought PSA 9s for $59.25. And I bought 12 or 15 of them. They came in yesterday. So we were getting them ready for a buyback product, and I looked on Therapy because I just want to see what they're going for. The last three sold 350 to 370. I was like, is that Tiffany? I was like, making sure I read it, Ryan.
Right.
But they actually have gone from $59 to $350 in 12 days. And that parabolic move is all over the place. Like, it's not that card. 90 top Sosa PSA 10s have gone from $20 to $120 in 4 days. Now, it's just because these cards have been cheap for so long. And for the first time, people are looking and saying, hold on, a card doesn't have to shine to be a good investment. You can buy actual cardboard. It doesn't have to be metal or prism or whatever. And I think people are now looking at Marinos. That's what I invested in the last couple of weeks. Marino, Montana, Elway, Bryce Young, Emmett, Aikman, Barry Sanders. Football.
Yeah.
The guys of my generation. Because the guys with money, not that I'm talking about me, but generally, the guys with money are going to want to invest or collect the guys of their generation. In baseball, Griffey, Thomas, Maddox, all the guys that are going to, starting with Ricky Henderson at 80, going through maybe Big Poppy. That's like the sweet spot. And then obviously people buy all the new guys, Trout, whoever it is after that. But the stuff that's really gone like parabolic has been these guys from our era. Jordan.
Yeah.
Olajuwon, Ewing, Pippen, Ronnie, you name all those guys from, and it's not all Last Dance guys, even though that's helped. But it's also all those guys in 86 Fleer. Mullen, Olajuwon, Drexler, Malone. Malone PSA 8s have gone from 40 to 150 in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Because people just said, hold on, how is that card $40? It was $40 10 years ago. These cards got left out, and people suddenly looked and said, hold on. A great one's Randy Johnson. 89 after that Griffey's went from 300 to 1,500. Which is, it feels crazy, but I don't know. So then I looked 2 weeks ago, and Randy Johnson's were $59, $57 on eBay. So I scratched my head and said, how is Randy Johnson a Hall of Famer 57 and Griffey's 1,400 at the time?
Right.
So I went and bought like 80 Randy Johnsons between 50 and 70, and now they're 100 and a quarter, like a week or two later. Yeah. So it's just because people like me all over the country are saying, hold on, that feels too cheap. And for like $2 or $3 grand, you can buy every one on eBay, and the price like goes up 50%. Because people around look at that and say, hold on, maybe I didn't appreciate that card enough.
Right.
It's not that you manipulated the markets. I mean, people just suddenly saw the value that I saw, or you saw, or he saw. Lots of cards I didn't buy any of have been shooting up because someone else said, that looks like a deal. Duncan Chrome, Kobe everything. It's just Durant Chromes, Durant.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the fun thing is, in the past, it seems like, you don't find a lot of collections that have, like they used to collect and they got Trouts and they got, these higher end cards. But I can't wait to reopen. And all these people that have been calling me for years and saying, I've got 20,000 cards. And you used to say, yeah, not for us.
It's a train wreck before it walks in.
Right.
But now
that train wreck is, we got to look a lot closer. Yeah.
And honestly, if someone's got a 90 leaf set that used to be $30, PSA 10 Thomases are $400. PSA 10 Sosas are $120. PSA 10 Larry Walkers are $135, $140.
Yeah.
So suddenly, like, if there's some nice cards in there, they actually could be value in what we wrote off as junk era wax.
Right.
90 Fleer basketball boxes are $100 and something now. Those sat on bargain tables for $10 until 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Even a year ago. You would have sold those for $10 because no one wanted 90 Fleer. It's worthless. Well, not anymore. Now it's $125 a box. I mean, so I think that gives collectors a real hope that, there's value everywhere at all price levels, whether it's Bowman Chrome Trouts at $12,000 or whether it is 89 Fleer Griffey's PSA 10s at $175, or whether getting much cheaper 1984 Topps Dan Marinos at $55 or $60. There's value everywhere. No matter what your budget is, there's value. And if your budget's even way lower than that, go buy Prism base rookies of Devontae Graham and all these different guys you can buy under $20 that are like up and comers. They're under $20. So you can get into this with any amount of money. You can be a big baller and go buy a LeBron Exquisite for $250,000, or you can $250,000, or you can go buy Devontae Graham Prisms for $4 each.
Right.
That's the beautiful part. And you may make you may make a great percentage on those Devontae Grahams at $4. They could be $30 easy, $20 easy.
Yeah.
2 good weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's that quick.
Look at Lucas.
Yeah.
Lucas have gone through the roof. And it's hard to believe that those cards are what they're worth. We knew Zion was going to be high, but a card like Luka, it's amazing. Jason Tatum, it's amazing what these cards have done. It's unbelievable.
Right.
But I'm the only one, I think, that believes we're still in the beginning. A lot of people think it's very frothy. Everything's gone up so much. You know what? Amazon stock is, what is it now? What, $2,400 a share? When it was 1,000, people were like, oh, that's ridiculous. They never made a penny. That's horrible. But you know, sometimes you have to hold your nose and say it's hard to buy at these prices, because I remember when they were cheap. But some things never get cheap again.
Right.
They just don't ever get cheap. And you wait around waiting for them to go down, and they just don't go down. And you smack yourself in the head and say, I knew I should have bought an 89 Upper Griffey PSA 10 for my collection at 400. But now at 1,400, I could never buy one, because I remember they were 400 like 6 weeks ago.
Yep.
Well, in 8 months, when they're 2,400, just keep your hand handy so you can smack yourself again and say, I can't believe I didn't have the chutzpah to go buy them at 1,400, you know? Right. So it's just so funny how that works. And if you're a collector and there's a card you want, I say buy it now. Just own what you want to own. Don't get left behind. If you overpay by a little bit, historically, this stuff has eventually worked itself out. You know, it's a great time to buy cards still, I believe. A lot of people are nervous, but I'm not nervous in the slightest.
Yeah, there was a point in time when Jordan kind of spiked some crazy numbers, came back down. Now they're way past it.
Well, Atlantic City, they were 30,000 in Atlantic City National back in 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. And
they plummeted. They dropped to 18,000. And people were like, oh, that was a pump and dump. People pumped them up and they fell. But guess what? 2 weeks ago, Kenny Golden set a record, and I think it was Heritage set a record at 54,000, or Kenny Golden set a record at 54,000 for that card. Yeah. And then 4 days later, there's one on auction that's sitting at 84,000.
Oh my God.
60% over a number that was 70% over the previous record. The thing is, these things, it's not like stocks. There's a finite amount of cards out there.
Yeah.
So what I tell people is, for this money coming in from outside our industry, because there's a lot of hedge fund and other money coming in now. And when that money comes in, they're buying assets, and there's just not enough assets to buy. And so, you know, I mean, if you want to buy Apple stock, you push the button and you own 200 shares. You want to sell it, you push the button, you sold 200 shares. It takes 10 seconds. It's never hard to find. There's nothing collectible about Apple stock. Yes, it's got a company behind it. It goes up and all these great things to own, but it's very easy to buy. There's plenty of supply. There's plenty of demand too, but there's plenty of supply. But if you want to hit the button and buy Topps Update Ronald Acuña's, and you want to spend $50,000 on them, you're going to have to work your tush off to invest $50,000 in that stock.
Right.
And I'm telling you, the liquidity is there too, because you call me today with 50 grand worth of Acuña's, I'll pay you on the spot, no problem. Because the liquidity is just as strong, but the assets aren't there. That's why they're going up like this. Because if a guy says, I want to buy 50 or 100 or 200 of these, they're not out there to be had and let you keep paying higher and higher and higher. And that's how exquisite LeBrons in 5 years have gone from 10,000 to $500,000. That's how that's happened. People kept paying a little more, and that's a long way to go. But again, you have to have vision here, because it's hard. Psychologically, it's so hard to pay more for something. It's like buying Bowman boxes 3 weeks after they come out. The price has gone up 50%. But it's like, I know I probably should still buy it. I shouldn't be sticker shock anymore. I know better.
Right.
I've been through the whacker so many times. I know better than to suffer sticker shock, because Topps Update Trouts and those update boxes have never gotten cheaper one day. They have gone up every single day since they came out. And it's just, at some point, we're going to learn that if you want something, you just have to buy it.
Right.
And you may have to hold your nose to buy it because the price is high. But I think a lot of people
will be happy 2 weeks from now or 10 days from now or whatever.
Yeah, who knows? Or even if it takes 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 months, the returns in cards far out. They're blasting any other industry pretty much out there.
Right.
And cards are for real. I mean, a lot of people say they're not investments, they're speculations. Well, anytime you pay 20 times a company's earnings like you do for almost any stock, that's a speculation.
Yeah.
It will take you 20 years to get your money back if they don't grow. And if they get smaller, it'll take you way more than that. So to me, this is no different. It's an asset that's highly coveted, ultra short supply. And it's an asset class that's been around literally. People started collecting and paying real money for cards in the 1960s. So we have plenty of track record. This is not a tulip where one year people are trading their houses for tulips and the next day, they're worth nothing. This is not like that at all. This is the real deal.
Right. So what's next for Leaf? What's you got products coming out over the next month, I know of.
Yeah, we got more football stuff coming. Flash football, Valiant football, Trinity football, baseball. We've got Valiant baseball and Trinity baseball, just staple brands that people love. A number of buyback products coming out. Those aren't my favorite products to make. I wish I could just keep all the cards because I would have been rich. I'd have been rich as anything if I just kept all the cards in these buybacks, especially last year's Best of Basketball. I figured out at $300 a box, I think you can open last year's Best of Basketball and make money if you open the whole print run. The stuff went up that much.
Wow.
But there were massive amounts of Kobe's, massive amounts of LeBron's, massive amount. The stuff all went through the roof.
Yeah.
And Kobe autographs went from 100 to, 500 to 3,000, depending on the card,
Sure.
But when he passed away, unfortunately. So, the buybacks are very popular. It's not my favorite thing to make because I really wish people would focus on original content. But when people want something, we've got to supply it. And the demand's been exceptional for those products. We have a number of buyback products coming, a new wrestling set coming. And we have so much stuff coming, it's going to blow your mind. But again, we've ramped up. We're making 40 items a year now.
Wow.
Which, again, 40 releases for a company of our size is unheard of.
Yeah.
And we've just been very blessed that we've been able to execute that with some success.
Well, you put your time in. I remember many times where you were like, we didn't make anything on that release. We lost money on this release. Those early days.
Well, we're creating demand. And again, that's where you have to sometimes underproduce and leave money on the table in order to build a brand. Let the collectors win. There's no law that says collectors aren't allowed to win here. So, I know that's against traditional wisdom, but our position is sometimes we've made products where we lost money on purpose. I remember one product that I sold it for like $1,000 a case wholesale, and it cost us $1,120 to make it. And my guy said, "Oh no, you blew the budget." And I said, "Oh no, I was trying to get to $1,175 to $1,200 is my cost, but I can only spend $11.25 because I wanted it to be an item that would be worth incredible money." And that release today is worth about $3,000. So I did my job. I put way more in it than I should have, but losing a little money helped to give back to the collector, reward people that supported us. And we do that from time to time now still. We'll work on no profit on an item occasionally, not as often now as we used to, but we do it just because it's kind of like giving back. It's kind of like when you go and they say, "Hey, you know what? You're buy 9 meals, get 1 free." Same kind of concept. We try to reward people for the support.
Well, I appreciate that for sure. It's been every release has been a solid for us. It's we don't get a lot of it, so we're not but it's. I'm sure that's the complaint you hear. It's like
I'd rather you not have enough and never get stuck with anything.
Yeah,
then you call me and say, "Brian, I can't sell any of this stuff."
Yeah,
that never happens. I don't think I've had a call telling me someone's stuck with something and never.
When's the next football release?
I think Valiant football, the players have been signing over the hiatus. So hopefully we get that one out. I'm hoping early June.
Okay.
That was one where there is a little pushback because players are moving around. They're no longer at any facilities.
Right.
They're at home. There are a handful of players who didn't want to sign at home because they didn't want to get packages because they're afraid they'd take the package off their porch and they'd have a problem.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yeah, some guys haven't signed yet, but we've got a lot of guys back. We probably have 50 players sitting in our office we're checking in right now.
Right. Yeah. How much of a challenge has that been in terms of the signing side of it?
There's probably a couple guys that we haven't been able to get, I would say, but that just haven't been able to take the time. Hold on one sec. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I think there have been some guys like Chase Young and Akuda who've been too busy, haven't been able to sign. But really, because we did the first couple of releases on sticker, there really aren't many redemptions in the early products.
Yeah.
And that's what we tried to avoid. I hate using stickers over on card. But like if we hadn't done on card, we would still not have metal football out because of the COVID issue.
Yeah.
Our first product still, and instead we came out with it in February. We had a high-end football product in February.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
Right.
But stickers allow that, and honestly, collectors have been fine with it because the value they got was so much higher because they got the stuff so much earlier.
Yeah.
And it's better for stores. We don't need a whole lot of Leaf items when the market's flooded with NFL items. Not flooded, but when there's plenty of NFL items. We need those Leaf products earlier when there's less products on the market.
Sure.
And that's the key. We have to time that right. If it means we have to make an adjustment from on-card to sticker, there is a sacrifice there. But to make it up to collectors, I put burr onto it in almost every case.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good makeup,
Right. Yeah.
And it worked because look at our first
obviously,
product.
Yeah.
Our first product was Ultimate Football, which is probably the weakest of our football products. Every year, it's the weakest.
Yeah.
We came out with it first, not on card, but with stickers. I was like, guys, we're going to find out if this works or not. And that box is double what it cost originally.
Right.
And it's our worst product every year. Not say worst, it's the weakest because the other ones are all shiny metal, prismy, jumbo patches.
Yeah.
That's like the one kind of plain paper release.
Right.
Foil.
Yeah.
And people like that this year. They like getting it so early. That was the key.
Yeah.
It was just getting the products early. So we're going to continue to look at that. And we may go that way in baseball eventually too. Just if we get some products out way earlier before all the top stuff comes, that's a value add for consumers, I think.
Yeah. Do you have any particular product that you enjoy putting together more than any other? You have a favorite?
Pop Century is my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm a celebrity guy, I used to go chase autographs of celebrities. I get their flight info at the airport, and I'd be waiting at the airport when they got off the plane. Just because I want to meet certain celebrities or whatever. So I'm a collector like that anyway. But I take great joy in trying to find people who've never been on cards or never signed.
Right.
And that's hard to do in sports because everybody signed almost. But the idea that we could get Britney Spears to sign cards, or that we got Donald Trump before he was president to sign cards,
right?
Jennifer Lopez, Al Pacino, Harrison Ford, Kate Beckinsale, Daisy Ridley. I mean, we've had such a phenomenal list over time that, and again, we're doing in the next few weeks. I don't know if they're going to come in time for this year's Pop Century, but we're doing John Travolta. Wow. We're doing Ray Liotta. We just did Meg Ryan. We're working on names like this all the time, just trying to find new and fresh names that have never done cards. And, that's the fun one for me because it's a challenge. Because, I'm still trying to get Jennifer Aniston and Jennifer Lawrence. But, no matter how much money I offer, they say no. So, to me, that's getting Britney was like my white well. I could not get her to sign.
Right.
I'm trying to get those guys. I'm trying to get Beyonce. I'm trying to get Gaga. I'm trying to get Taylor Swift. And these are hard. So when I land a white well like that, to me, that's a huge achievement because people like Britney normally will not even consider a phone call unless it's $1 million deal.
Right.
Well, there are no $1 million deals for entertainment trading cards.
Yeah.
So when we get them to sign, it means we did a great job of convincing them that being part of our brand is a good thing.
Right. That's a challenge, right? It's
a challenge, and the names are so fun. And I'll even put in names that are like silly, like the Unknown Comic. Well, you have to be like one generation older to really appreciate him from the Gong Show, the guy that wore the bag over his head.
Right.
He was great. People love that card. Weird Al. Weird Al sold great. People loved him.
Right.
And then, and we've had a lot of guys that have passed, like James Gandolfini passed right after we put him in our set.
Yeah.
Michael Clark Duncan, we've had a lot of guys over the years that unfortunately aren't with us anymore that we've had on Pop Century cards. And it's looking back, we had guys like Jason Momoa, who was Aquaman. We had him back when he was rumored to be Conan the Barbarian. No one even knew who he was.
Right.
And then he ends up on Game of Thrones, and he becomes an awesome autograph. But when we did him, he was like a $6, $8 common autograph in our product.
Yeah.
And now he's $100 to $200 autograph because he's become a pop culture mainstay.
Sure.
So that's a fun one for me. I love it. And every so often people don't appreciate some of the names, but every so often I have people call me and say, I've been waiting forever for a blank autograph. And it makes me happy when I can help fill in the blank.
Yeah, that's cool. It's kind of exciting. Like we had, Draymond Green in our store, in both our stores, when he came out of Michigan State.
That's awesome.
Cousins, those guys. And it's like, you hope most of them don't end up turning into superstars, but when they do, you kind of feel like it's a piece of you.
It's so amazing. And I think like when Lamar Jackson did a couple of signings in Kentucky and, Louisville area. And when, you'll see some of these guys will do signings like that in their regions where they're from.
Sure.
And, looking back, Lamar Jackson's never done a show after that, or Cincinnati he did a show, whatever it was. He did one total show, never again.
Right.
And Lamar Jackson is like a captivator of the imagination now. So you look back and it's like, wow, those were real opportunities we missed. And when you have guys like that in your store, you're providing an opportunity to have an experience that will be memorable either way, but could be an amazing story. You remember when, fill in the blank.
Right.
Just like I fill in the blanks in Pop Century, you're finding a way to fill in the blanks. And that's what I think a store has to do, is add to the collector experience by filling in the blank.
It's been an interesting time. We've been trying to fill in the blank for a long time.
You've been around forever, you know. I mean, you've seen the ups, you've seen the downs, and you've done a good job of adapting. That's why you're still here.
Yeah.
Where most guys who were around when we both first started, they're gone.
Yeah.
They didn't adapt to what it took to transition into the modern card world that we live in. And look, it's been a great thing that we have. I mean, we're both living the dream.
Right. It's been fun.
Yep, for sure.
Well, I don't want to keep any longer. Brian,
Hey, a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
I love it. I love it. And again, if any collectors ever have questions or want to give feedback on our products, on Twitter, I'm at LeafCEO, LEAFCEO. And you can just send me a private message, or you can post on our Twitter and I'll give feedback. I love feedback because it's like when people are dying to tell you what they think of your products, the good and the bad of it, in a respectful way, why wouldn't you want to hear it? That's how we improve our products. So I encourage people to reach out and say, hey, you did this great, or I wish you could have done this, or hey, can you get this guy, or whatever it is. I think that's incredible feedback that I personally want to see. You know, not just someone in my organization, but I want to see that feedback.
Yeah, and I can certainly state that, Brian, you got to be the most accessible CEO of any company. And
it means I'm not as cool as the other guys probably, but I'll take that. I'll take being responsive over being cool any day.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I think it's that you just prioritize it differently. I
was a collector. I know what it's like, and know what. A lot of times collectors don't think anyone hears them.
Right.
But sometimes people listen. Good store owners like yourself, and good manufacturers that care like us. We do listen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, awesome, buddy. It was great visiting with you. I love it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you at the shows, whenever that may be.
Stay safe.
Hopefully,
Stay safe out there.
Maybe November in Chicago.
And probably not for me. I think I told my family I'm on a hiatus on planes through the rest of this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know that there are going to be shows. I really don't. So I think honestly, I don't believe there's going to be another show this year of any kind, really. Not on a national scale.
Right,
a big show. I don't think there'll be any big shows.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why the stores are more important than ever, because we need community. And the only chance you're going to have in trading cards for community is going to be online, or if you want to use your actual eyes face to face, a good store like yours.
Sure. Yeah, and unfortunately, we have a monthly show that we run, so little local shows, I'd imagine, will be
that has a chance.
Relevant.
Yeah, these big shows have no chance because you can't social distance. You have to touch people's cards. You have to there's just no way to do this.
Well, the big signings, the
big signings are all going to be private. I think the shows are over with their big signings. I think that's just, I see that happening spring of 21, maybe. Yeah. And that's okay. It's a small price to pay in the changing how we do things so that we can enjoy this for a lot longer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You got it, buddy. Stay safe, man. Same to your customers. Stay safe. And hit me up anytime. Love spending time with you guys.
Will do. Thanks. I appreciate it,
Brian. Thanks, brother. Be good, my friend.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right, so what do we guys, thank you for joining us with that. That was awesome. He is, like I said, strong in his opinions, kind of a hobbyist at heart. Very cool. So we're going to pop off here for 1 second, and then I'll be right back. We need to just switch it around, or do we? I don't know what else do I have to do. It seemed like we had to pop off and then pop back on, right? Yeah. Or not? No. Yeah. Just be a sec. Lots of space. Nope. Yep, we're good. Hold tight for 1 second, guys.
What's that?
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah. I don't know. What do the numbers turn into? I mean, the people on hand.
22 right now.
we got to get more people out here for this thing. I was, initially early on with the interview, we only had about 10, 12 people starting out, and I know things. It's a beautiful day, so who knows, what else is going on. But oh, you know what? I do need to pop up. Let me see the chat. Where are we going? No.
It's not over there anyway.
No.
If you click on the chat thing right, up one. Just get right. Open the browser.
Hooray!
It'll start fresh now. You can leave on there. So
okay. All right. Just make sure I can see something there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon. I'd be in trouble without my friend Brent there helping us out with the technical side of things. I'd crash and burn. So, but we've come a long way in a short amount of time, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, my hope is that I would love to have a lot of people on for these interviews. I don't care if there's a ton of people on for for us ripping boxes. That's nice too, of course. But kind of frustrating when I saw only a handful of people at the start of this thing. Like I said, who knows, weather, whatever. But it's. Josh, it's been probably one of the funnest things that I've been involved with is interviewing these guys. My first one, Jim Beckett, we'll have to have him back. He was very interesting as well. Matt, I would be happy to open a box of Fast Break for you if you'd like. Just give me the thumbs up. I would be glad to open that. We are working on putting up a little screen over here too, so below my picture here on the screen, I'm going to have we haven't figured out how exactly, but we're going to have specials, a little list of things, so it's not so crowded in here, But what else? It was talking about. I could have gone on for hours, honestly, talking with Brian. He is. He's done it all too, So he's been in. He's signings, and the only thing I guess I haven't done that he has is manufacturing, So eventually, maybe we'll do that too. Who knows? Actually, I don't want to. That's a whole different dynamic. Brian, I have no GPK or Star Wars in stock right now. Star Wars is on the docket for coming in. We have stepped up our game on soccer, on wrestling, Star Wars, and some of the Marvel releases from Upper Deck. But that's been as of late, so they haven't really released yet. Garbage Pail, I haven't gotten a vibe for if that's something that how big the demand is on that. One of the things that I found recently, a lot of excitement with soccer. Excuse me. I'm gonna say I should take the thing off the hook. Oh, geez. Hold tight for 1 second, guys. Just be one brief second. I am by myself, so just give me. Hey, Dennis, I'm online right now. I'm by myself. What's going on? Were you trying to come off that yet? Okay. If you want, I can't do it right now. I can follow up right after I'm done. Or if you send over a note on the site, that's fine too. If it's up there. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, no problem. Just go ahead and send that over. I'll be here till almost 8:30. We'll probably be on for another 45 minutes from now. So you're probably okay. All right. Thanks. Great. Bye-bye. Guys, thank you. Sorry about that. I hate hopping off there, but of course, the second that everybody leaves, get the calls. But Yeah, I was going to talk about soccer. Soccer is starting to blow up right now. So I guess what are you saying, Josh? It's surprising the soccer market is strong with the customer base. Uh, Not surprising. Yes, got it. You know, I looked at. I have a customer that loves Donruss basketball. He always, we'll bring in boxes. We didn't have a whole lot of customers that were doing it, but actually, more so as in the last like 4 or 5 months, we'd have people coming in. But it was the same core group of guys coming in. The last price we paid on Donruss soccer was $96, and I realized I'd been out for a while, hadn't really paid as close attention. $275 for Donruss soccer. How'd that happen? Oh well. Yeah, I guess it's cheaper than basketball. Basketball's like $450 or $500 for Donruss. That blows me away. When that came out and it was as expensive as it was, crazy. Sorry, Matt, I kind of moved on, but yeah, if you want me to pop open a box of the Prism, I'm ready whenever. I will say NASCAR. We'll see if that comes around. Everything is coming around right now, but NASCAR is one area that I don't know. It's a tough call. Topps put the squeeze on for buying some of these other licenses, and in the end, they did us a favor by doing that. It got me in tune to getting that going, and really, then the whole pandemic started, and that changed things anyway, and it just kind of jumped from there. But I just don't know about NASCAR. Oh yeah, yeah. I agree with you on that, Josh. It's massive, but it wasn't a big deal at the same time. I still, what is this? Norton Live update. Restart now. Recommended. Remind me in not 24 hours. That's probably not good. We'll do that. Yeah, I just didn't expect the soccer thing to take off the way it has. But hell, I've been surprised about just about everything that's been rolling off here. The McGuires. I mean, I was rolling those through at $10 a piece on our singles night. You guys should have been grabbing those things up. I was all hyped up on 80s guys. It's now I'm not going to put those in. I'm going to take the 20 or so that we have, and I'm probably going to go send them into PSA or SGC. Yeah, there is no surprise, but boy, do you have to stay on your toes. The guys that had a ton of inventory have really, really benefited from this. We didn't, we've got inventory. We've got a fair amount. I guess it's all relative, but there's guys that have some seriously deep inventory that don't break stuff out until it hits a certain level. All of a sudden, it's like 30%, 40% over that certain level, and they're still not breaking it out because they think that there's more room for it, and there probably is. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe there'll be a little bit of air let out now that new products are starting to roll out this week and next week. Topps did charge our credit cards for the Bowman, so we should start seeing those products. I don't know if it's going to be next week. I would guess it's going to be the week after, but I don't know if Henderson rookies have jumped yet or Ozzie Smiths. Probably not, but they should. And they will. What was the other one that we were so crazy? I was so stunned with maybe Eddie Murray or, what was I can't remember. There's something that was like way high and it came way down. Yeah. Well, when you think about it, what a great job being able to be the guy that stocks best of sports or best of basketball or football, whatever. I'm kind of disappointed. I was going to push for for Jeff at TriStar to do a repack product, and he was resistant against it. That was way back when. He's about to step into that arena, and there's still plenty of room, in all honesty. But boy, do I wish that we could have done that together. And when I say together, his product, his money, me just helping. But that would have been a blast. And I watched it with South Bay has their, I can't remember what their product's called, but I saw how well it was doing and what the basis behind it was, and just going out and buying product at card shows and on eBay and from dealers and just loading it up. It's and then something like this happens, and all of a sudden that product looks amazing. Yeah, there's a 30 for 30. There's a documentary coming out on Sosa and McGuire. There's one on Kobe, and there's one on Magic Johnson. So get ready. That's why the Sosas are doing what they're doing. That's why the McGuires are doing what they're doing, and they're going to continue to do that. And not only that, what it does is it opens everybody's eyes for why are Ripken rookies so cheap? Why are Boggs rookies so cheap? All these guys that are major Hall of Famers, and their PSA 9s are like $50, $60. It makes no sense whatsoever, and it didn't. I don't understand why it took as long as it did, but it's but at the same time, if I was absolutely sure it was going to go there, I would have been spending thousands and thousands of dollars every week on those things and just socking them away, and I didn't. I chose a long time ago to not be as speculative and just react to the markets as they happen. But I'm kind of kicking myself in the head and knocking the whole hand to head thing. Why didn't I listen to myself? But yeah, easy to say. So Matt, are we doing one of these guys? I don't know if you were in on that or not. Let me know if you are. Kind of flashing through all the messages in front of me here too, so I might have missed something as it rolled through and respond. There's a kind of delayed response, so to speak, talking about garbage pail, breaking garbage pail or Star Wars. Probably not going to happen, but you never know. A personal break for sure. I'd love to do personal breaks on those things. It'll get them kind of jump started. So the TriStar, that was the greatest of all time, the GOAT product that you're talking about, Josh. And it was very limited. Apparently, I did not jump on that one. I got a case from the distributor last year. Did not get any, so I don't have it coming. I think I have a Leaf, kind of a comparable Leaf product coming. So we'll see. We definitely have the mini helmets coming from TriStar and some other things, but okay, well, I'm going to do the Prism here first for Matt, and then I will hop on and see what other orders have come in, Riley and whoever else. All right. Good luck. Let's pull some fire here. Oh, are they live today? I don't know if the platinum or if the mini helmets are. I don't think they're called platinum series, but I think it's just like Hidden Treasures mini helmets. I don't know if they have more than one style, by the way. So, all right, here we go. Derek Favors, Porzingis, Sabonis. And unfortunately, you're going to have to call me out on it, but I don't know what the inserts are called. That's where Sean shines. So I admit it. what the big inserts are. He was buying so much of this stuff along the way. So, all right, let's hope we hit a couple good rookies here. Moore, Bragdon, Sumner rookie, Malik Monk emergent, and Justice Winslow. Guys, feel free. If I hit something big that I didn't call out, please let me know. Sean, if you're listening, watching, give me a shout as well. Drummond, Osick, Brooke Lopez. There's a Lilliard fundamentals. Very cool. Lilliard's what? He's like, no, he's earlier, quite a bit earlier, right? Georgia? Like, I don't know how far. What year is Lilliard's rookie? Guys? Monroe, Felicio, Conley. Is a pink Zach Collins rookie. And Belika. Collins, Ilyasova, silver rookies and black 101s. Well, let's see what we find here. Fizdale, Isaiah Thomas, and McCaw. Atkinson, Robertson, Anik Bogo, Jeremy Lin, Prism, and Sarek. It's not a prism, but whatever the silver is there with the little circles on it. Thon Maker, Lilliard. There's a Kuzma rookie, one of the rookies in the decent rookies in the set. West, Josh Jackson rookie. Well, let's hit a couple of those guys, or even one of those guys, right? Holy cow. Shredded a bunch of Beckett's. A lot of weight there. Smith, Clifford, Ginobili, another Collins, Zizic, it is fast break as opposed to what, retail? Was that what you're thinking? Mozgov, Gobert, Anderson, DeMarcus Cousins fundamentals, Klay Thompson, Kennard rookie, Wesley Johnson, Billy Donovan, Mark Gasol blue, Dennis Smith rookie. It's a decent one, right? Decent, but not going to pay for the box yet, right? Let's see what we can find here. Still got some packs to go. No silvers in this. Okay. Good to know. Crab, Harden, Baldwin IV. Oh, here we go with our auto. Lauri Markkanen. Very nice. Well, Brady, you know, I don't know if you caught the, you probably didn't catch the interview at all, but this is kind of new for us. You know, we've been doing breaks for a while, and I'm glad you found us. At least found us online. But really got it ramped up, obviously, as the pandemic hit. We couldn't be open to the public, so we had to had to get our fill and give you guys the opportunity. So here we are. Schroeder, Budenholzer, Terrence Ferguson rookie, Jamal Murray, and Aaron Gordon. Yeah, our singles night's been fun, for sure. I promised we'd have breaks up today. We don't, so that's my project as soon as I get off the air tonight. Leiden, TJ Leaf, Josh Hart, it's a rookie pack, Frank Jackson, and Cauley Stein. Everything was a rookie in there except for the last one. Diallo, Snell, Trevin Graham, fundamentals Steph Curry. It's cool. And Jamal Crawford. Absolutely. Yeah, no, this is, breaking is something that we were trying to become more, a part of the established norm as we, as things went by. But, like I was talking to Brian Gray a little bit earlier, this just kind of forced us to jump into it. But it is definitely something we're going to continue to do. I love the online element of things. It just changes the dynamics, certainly. I want to be able to do online breaks with people here. That's our goal, is to start doing breaks and in-house breaks, and some of you guys can make it in. That's great. Singles night is basically we kind of say that we bring the card show to you. So KD in the back there. And yeah, thank you, Josh. Check out the video and what Josh is saying. Scott Brooks, Rudy Gay, Eric Gordon, Giannis, and KD. Nice Giannis there. Shumpert, Carroll, Beverly, Kyrie Irving, Get Hyped, Prism, and Joel Embiid. A couple more packs here. Joe Ingles, Ray Faltoon, Patty Mills, Jason Smith Prism, and Eric Spoelstra. I say Prism, but it's the what is the insert here on this one with the little circles on it? I guess it's Prism probably. Yeah, it's not. Malone, Solomon Hill, Holberg. There you go. Joel Embiid pink. That's cool. Numbered to 9 of 90. Or is it actually? Let's try it that way. How about 6 of 50? So that, last one was Jimmy Butler. So that means Zach Collins, rookie here, is also, this one is numbered 2 of 75. And let me see. I don't know if there's anything else that's numbered in this, guys, but just those two. Well, yeah, just those two. So see if the auto is. I'm assuming the auto is not numbered. No, it is not. All right, fun rip there. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. We'll take for a sec. See what else we got. All right, so we're gonna do a Donruss Hobby Box. Sounds fun. I guess I could do that one. I'll grab a different one. Maybe 1920s around here somewhere. Well, I'll take that one then. I got plenty in our back area, but. All right, Riley, good luck. These are always fun to open. Seem like they're always solid autographs. Talking about this yesterday. I did. Waiting for your, and I just got it back too. So I have that for you. And it passed. You're like, I hope so, considering it came from you guys, right? Now the question is, do you want to sell it? Yeah, it's nice. Everything that we sent in passed. It wasn't a whole lot of stuff, but it's always nice to see that. Here we go. Schwarber, Marte, Hosmer, Scherzer, Marcus Simon with the foil, Javi Baez, the Degrominator, and Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry is one of my favorites. Soto, Corey Kluber, David Fletcher, Joey Gallo. Is that a chrome variation without the, I guess just regular chrome. Brandon McKay, Ketel Marte, Castro, and Louis Thorpe. This one feels a little thicker. Abreu, Logan Webb, Josh Bell, Travis Demerit, Jose Barros, Tommy Pham. Got a relic here. Willie Calhoun. Let's see what we got. Hide it from you for a second. And very nice. He numbered to 99, Acuna Jr. You know, honestly, Brady, we have not been doing much in the way of pre-sales. So it's hard to pre-sell the stuff. Sometimes we don't know exactly what's coming in, and just have to kind of wait until it's live. Anderson. Oh, this is. Oh, she just showed off the auto. Unfortunately, it's not Bryce Harper. These things are all over the place. Harper, Eloy Jimenez, Anthony Kay, rated rookie. Leba, Roger the Rocket, Brian Anderson. Trey Turner, Griffin Canning for LA. Here's your auto. Tried to hide it. Very nice on the Vlad there, Brady. Trevor Story, Noah Syndergaard, Mike Minor. There's a Bobby Witt Jr. rated prospect, numbered to 999. Cool card. Scherzer. How about B2? Bobby Bradley. Mike Trout. And Michael King. So we got one more hit in here. I think this might be it. I don't know. This looks like a fun pack, regardless. Logan Allen, rookie. Nico Horner, rated rookie. Austin Meadows, Bert Blyleven, Jim Rice, Rafael Devers, DJ LeMahieu. Yeah, we got a decoy in there. Garrett Cole, number to 25 with the little eyes on it. Brandon Lowe, Blake Snell, Mookie Betts. There's a foil Ronald Acuna, number to 500. Aaron Savali, foil. Josh Bell, Brock Burke, and Jonathan Daza. I don't have a box available right now on the first edition. I have just loose packs in there right now, Brady. KB, Chris Bryant, Marcelo Zuna, Bryce Harper, Corey Kluber foil, Buster Posey, DK, Gigante, Altuve, they're very cool. El Gigante, George Brett, and Joe Palumbo. Flaherty, Peralta. There's our auto that I showed off again. We got the Polar Bear foil. Pete Alonso, very nice. That's cool. Soto, Trent Grisham, Tony Gwynn, Jack Flaherty, Peralta, German Marquet, and your autograph, Justin Dunn, signature series. And that is not numbered. Very nice. Freddie Freeman, George Springer, Charlie Blackmon, Jacob deGrom, numbered to 999, Dominators. That was always a cool subset. Marcus Simon, what do you think? Arenado, El Nino. What do we got? Tatis. Very cool. Didn't know that was his nickname. Tram. Throw that clunker out of there. That's a cool pack. Hoskins. It's a numbered Suarez, numbered Verlander foil. And then the Acuna Jr. Diamond King foil. Aquino, rated rookie. Nice rook there. Rafael Devers, Diamond King. Simeon, got it. Noose and Murray. I was going to go with Simon. Clunker. Do this first. Pujols. Yelich Diamond King. Nickname El de la Sabana. Acuna. That's cool. A lot of number cards, yep. Yount, Hernandez, Giancarlo Stanton, Newman, and Marte. A lot of cards, for sure. Keston Hura, Means, Voto, Aaron Judge, Diamond King, numbered to 100. Very nice, that's cool. Got the 100 in the background. Dale Murphy foil, Yu Chang, Paquito, Lindor. Logan Allen. Kikuchi, Crawford, Woodruff. There's a nice one. Gavin Lux, now playing, number to 249. Nice rook. Jose Abreu, Thias, Pete Alonso, Diamond King, and Tyrone Taylor. Oh yeah, for sure, Brady. They do a nice job of design. They maybe put better autos in it as well. I don't know. Frequency of good guys anyway. Contreras, Simeon, Steven Strasburg, number to 317. Eisen Diaz, rated rookie foil. It's the Man of Steel nickname card. Ricky, Aaron Judge, Alzolay, and Nolan Ryan. I don't even mind so much that there's no hits left in this. I don't think so. Carpenter, Escobar, Chapman. It's a Baby Shark, J.D. Martinez. Rojas, foil. Patrick Sandoval, Harper DK, and Jake Fraley. Arias, Tim Anderson. I'm back and forth every second here, it seems like. Marcelo Ozuna, Matt Chapman foil, Justin Dunn rated rookie, Bellinger, Mendick, and Galarraga. Speaking of Galarraga, did you guys see that the umpire and Armand Galarraga have requested that his game be considered a perfect game? I would like it. Rosario, Yandy Diaz, Tatis. It's pretty cool. Cole Wilcox, USA, American Pride, number to 999. Brian Anderson, Alzolay, Devers, and Doc Gooden. Any super specials for tomorrow night's singles cards memorabilia night? I don't have anything planned for super specials, but just cool stuff in there. JD, Abreu, good Lord, back and forth every other card. Leba, Hosmer, Kershaw, AJ Puck, Larkin, and Mattingly. We'll see if we can get you a Riley Green here. Another clunker. All right. Garver, Dahl, Goldschmidt number to 243 foil. Sonny Gray, Dustin May. Oh, geez. Anderson, Munoz, and Bradley. A few more here. Yeah, singles night's been a blast. I didn't know what to expect initially, but it's been a lot of fun. Alonso, Yates, Yu Darvish, Anthony Rendon, Ketel Marte, Chris Bryant, Abreu, and Abraham Toro rookie card. I'll just name off the highlights here. Edmund Bregman. Here's another foiled USA Burl Carraway, numbered to 349. Pop those away until they come up. Chris Bryant, foil. Acuna, Diamond King. Polar Bear, I believe that was Alonso. Jalen Davis, and Jake Rogers. Mariano, Mondesi, Castillo, Hader. I will check that in 1 second. Ricky Henderson, Diaz, Simeon and Wade Boggs. There were 2 of them. Oh, very nice. Look who's on the back of that one. Good call. Did not know, so let's look at this one. And our other former Tiger, Max Scherzer. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for the call out. Last pack. Paddock, Buster Posey, Javi, Woodruff foil, Logan Allen, Luis Robert rated rookie, nice rookie, Gary Carter, and Paul Molitor. All right, fun box to open for sure. Stay for 1 sec, guys. If I'm missing anything, be right back. What's a pretty big card these days? The USA Verlander and Cole Wilcox. Actually, Burl Caraway, number to 349, which is a little shorter printed card. I missed any comment on the Trout update. Oh, there it is. Just send cards in for grading for people at all or have any tips. Thank you, Riley. I appreciate that. I'll have these here for you. Yeah, sorry I missed that, Brady. You know, we will be, once we open, we'll be submitting for people. I got to step that part of it up, but we will definitely be offering that service. Just a matter of the details of it. So the Trouts aren't going anywhere in terms of down. So, you know, I mean, at least you'll have something that just keeps appreciating. A lot like what Brian Gray was saying earlier from Leaf. You know, you send it in, by the time it shows up, it's worth, you know, double, whatever, 40%, 30, 40, 50% more. It's crazy. Sorry I couldn't get you Riley Green there, Riley. So any other fun stuff to talk about, guys? Yeah, I think, you know, and I'm sure that Brady, I'm sure that PSA 10 Trout update is still moving up. You know, I don't doubt it anyway. Okay, somebody's pulling up here right now. 100 more is your limit for today. Well, what's that going to be? I may have to snag a call here too, because somebody just pulled up. But imagine that. Legends. Okay, Jake. What was it? Okay, hold on 1 second. Guys, I will be right with you. Sorry, just chat amongst yourselves. Shut off pickups. people here after about 4:45 we go online. So do this. Of course, I'll see. What else was it? Sorry, guys. I'll just be 1 minute. One time I don't have anybody here, of course, right? All right. Okay. So, see how much I missed. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know how much that's going to change things on the draft, Josh. What do you think? Reading as fast as I can to catch up on you guys' comments. So what's the scoop? I guess I haven't heard on what the situation is with the minor leagues. You said that several of the teams are not going to be playing this year. Well, I know the Whitecaps aren't the Whitecaps. Haven't they called the season for that? Okay. What have you guys heard on that on the Caps? Seemed like Sean was telling me earlier. When I say earlier, a while ago. All right. 3 packs. Here we go, Matt. So pretty thick. I don't know if there's decoys in these or what. I can't remember. Or extra cards, maybe. Jordan Adams, Montero, Shortridge, Mitchell, Damon Jones, Luis Garcia, Andrew Vaughn, Cody Jose, Biran Laura, and Alvaro Sejas. What is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Felt thicker. This one feels thinner. Who knows? Pawson, Logan Gilbert, Rodriguez, Tavares, Hines, Nova, Spencer Howard, Foyle, Ruiz, Cavaco, and Belzovic. Come on, Dominguez. 5 rounds instead of 40. Oh, no minor league draft. What's the story with the minor leagues period? I mean, will there be... Which teams are going to be able to stack their farms? Interesting. Scooble. Got a full here. Let's hope it's a good one. Carlson. Mountcastle. Pearson. Dunning. Brady Singer. And John Diaz. Numbered to 75. First Bowman card. Sanchez. Joe Ryan. And Adam Hall. This guy any good? Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. $35, and I don't know what I've got left. I've got an order that came in that I have to check here for 3 of them, I believe. So I've got 2 left. So I got the 3 for my order. I have 2 left at 35 each. And sadly, I'm going to have to get off here and pull an order that came in very late tonight in a little while. But I got a couple of minutes, certainly, and can make more time if need be. I did see, this was cool, we got SP Authentic hockey coming out in about 2 weeks, so that should be a solid product as well. So lots of good products rolling out very soon. I've never been more excited about new releases. Yeah, no problem, Brady. Yeah, hopefully I think we hit 1 in this box so far, so I don't know if it's, we were trying to decide if, a lot of the guys were seeing multiples coming out when they were getting them in the boxes, but don't know. This is our second. I don't think the first one we saw any. I don't think we opened them all either. Well, guys, there's not many people here tonight, so perfect day out, I suppose, is a little bit of a reason why. But that and me chasing for 15 minutes there, it felt like 15 minutes. It was probably only about 4. But I appreciate you joining us, and looking forward. Let me see, when are the helmets? I will find out. I don't know off the top of my head, but actually, yes, I do. Late June. Brady, we're on you. This streams on YouTube, Facebook, and Breakers TV. So each night we're and if we had any other places to go, we'd probably do that too. The more the merrier, right? Yeah, I think it's well, I'll be here a little while, Josh, but thank you. I appreciate it. I did find your cert for the Bobby Cox ball, too, by the way. I stuck it in with the Harold Baines that you have here. So we'll have that for you whenever. Guys, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, it's the 27th. Hey, there you go. I'll get with you, Josh, for sure. Thanks, Josh Rose. And Jake, thanks for that information. I wasn't sure when the official date was. So what is that? That is 2 weeks from today. Thanks, Brady. I appreciate it. That would be awesome. You know, we're constantly trying to figure out how to expand our breaks, and you know, I think it keeps it a lot more interesting for people when we're ripping nonstop. You know, I get it. Not everybody wants to, you know, spend, but you know, it's a blast to watch boxes getting ripped for sure. And the less of a lull, the funner the viewing, I'm sure, as well. But join us tomorrow for our singles night, and I will see you guys. Talk to you soon. Thanks a ton. Have a great night. And thanks, Jake. I appreciate it. Brian was awesome.